Well, hello, everyone. Hello. This is Alexandra Levine with The Pulse. I'm your moderator. Tonight we have breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Let's put up the first slide. So, breaking news, guys. Speaker Mike Johnson now says the Epstein files have to be, quote, watered down so we don't do permanent damage to the political system. Think about how corrupt that is. They're more worried about protecting the system than exposing the predators. I couldn't be more disappointed. And we're going to talk about that as we get into segment one of the show. Let's put up the second slide. So Juston, Representative Nancy Mace of South Carolina, will be moving to censure Representative Corey Mills, Republican of Florida, today, per reports. Several Republican members, including Congresswoman Kate Comack of Florida and many others, are livid over alleged backroom deals that killed the censures of Ilhan Omar and Stacey Plaskett in order to protect Corey Mills from investigation. And we'll be focusing on that also in segment one, but those are two big breaking news stories. Now to the monologue. So again, welcome to The Pulse, everyone, on the America's Pulse Network. I'm your host tonight, Alexandra Levine from Alexandra Levine Live. So no more Schumer shutdown, but the Democrats and rhinos are still doing their dirty work. Have they not learned that they are losing? Trump is winning. Trump is making deals to benefit we the people, not illegals. And Trump is working to bring peace to the Middle East and peace for all humanity. But it's still not enough for these Democrats and rhinos. And they'll stop at nothing to block President Trump, even though he has the power of the pen. Their little charades aren't working. And we the people have been calling them out and will not let them get away with it. It's we the people first and no one else. Well, we have a jam-packed show tonight for you guys. Let's bring on my first host, the Hammer, Damon Galdo.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
He's the pirate down there. So,
what the hell?
It's okay. So I guess we got two hosts. Thank you, Damon Sherrod. So we have Damon Galdo of the Jersey Shore, and we have Seth Eisenberg of the Conservative Corner. Awesome.
Yes,
and then
I'm here.
Good to be here. Or good to have you. Hello. Now I'm all thrown off. And then our special guest.
It's really gorgeous. It does that to people.
Oh my gosh, you're funny. And then we have our special guest, Juston Murphy. He's running for U.S. Senate in New Jersey.
Good evening.
Woo-hoo! Great to have you back. And our new special guest, we love him, New Jersey Young Republican Treasurer and Miller Lite Advocate, Joe Miller.
Joe
How's it going,
Miller.
everybody? Thank you for having me. Love to be here.
Okay, so let's bring everybody on.
Good thing you warned me. I was ready to start twerking.
Oh, wait, we're not supposed to talk about that yet.
No.
that's a surprise in the end.
Let's see.
Anyway,
Not
Won't be
yet.
me doing it, so.
you guys are so funny. You break the secrets all the time. Oh, and by the way, everyone, tonight I'm outnumbered. I'm the only woman here, real woman. This is all real. So I'm outnumbered today. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, so segment one. So this one's really important. So I want to bring up the first image. Let's bring up the first image. Damon shared. There we go. So this happened last night. So Republican efforts to censure Delegate Stacey Plaskett of Vermont over her text with Jeffrey Epstein fails after 3 Republicans voted against the censure and 3 Republicans voted present. Every Democrat voted against it. So the final vote was 209 to 214. The censure of Plaskett failed due to the 3 Republicans who voted against it combined with the 3 who voted, quote, present. These are the Republicans who voted with Democrats against the censure. Don Bacon of Nebraska, who's a rhino, he's leaving anyway. Lance Gooden of Texas, another rhino. Dave Joyce of Ohio, another rhino. And then 2 Republicans who voted present. Andrew Garbarino, another rhino from New York. Jay Obernote from California. And Dan Messer of Pennsylvania, who's also leaving. So a lot of these guys are leaving. And then what we're finding out, as I said in breaking news, is that Representative Nancy Mace of South Carolina, she is trying to censor Corey Mills because she found out that there was backdoor deals happening with the Republicans to protect Corey Mills. Corey Mills is one of the guys who did not vote to censure Ilhan Omar, and because of him not voting to censure Ilhan Omar, she's still in her committees and she's still in Congress. So I pivot to you, Damon Galdo, on this one. what do you think about, these Republicans, these rhinos, so to speak, that they know that this woman blatantly was texting Jeffrey Epstein. She claims that he was one of her constituents, but the guy was a known sex offender. And we found out she kept texting him after the fact when they found out he was a sex offender. What say you?
Well, I say she should have been reprimanded and censured. I know it doesn't mean you lose your seat or anything like that, but the Republicans that voted against it, they are rhinos. Which everybody, I'm sure everyone knows out there that rhino means Republican in name only, or I like to call it sometimes a uniparty. So yeah, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe how the Republicans are sticking together. Democrats stick together, good, bad, or indifferent. Doesn't matter if someone murdered somebody's puppy, they wouldn't care. They would just let it go on, and that's how the Democrats are. I'm saying, but the Republicans don't stick together, and we need to do what's right. Anybody that's a Republican, conservative, and stands on our side should vote with common sense and do what's right by the people. That's all I got.
Exactly. Let's pivot to you, Seth Eisenberg. What do you think about this? Republicans blatantly made efforts to make sure that this one was not censored, and then they're doing backdoor deals to make sure that Corey Mills isn't censored either.
It's just POS is covered for POSs. I don't know why anybody's surprised that politicians are looking out for other politicians. This happens all the time. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. I'm not even disgusted at this point. It's like, man, it's a non-news thing. It's like, oh, you mean politicians are lying for one another? And other news, water is wet and the fire can get hot. People are allowing this to happen. So I don't blame the politicians. I blame the idiot people that vote for these people. That's who I blame. I blame the uneducated, uninformed voters that don't take the time to educate themselves on the candidates, and then they elect these idiots who go right into office and lie, cheat, and steal, and then cover for one another, and then get reelected. I blame the voting population. That's who I blame. I don't blame the politicians. Like I've said before, if you act like a welcome mat, don't be upset when someone wipes their feet on you. You got no one to blame but yourself.
Joe Miller, let's pivot to you. You're a young Republican looking at this. You may want to run for office one day. And these are people that maybe you look up to or not. What do you think about this?
I somewhat agree. Damon and Seth are both on the same page. I feel that because the Democrats all stick together, no matter what happens, thick and thin, that we're always going to get them having the majority of most of our elections in the nation now, and they're going to end up always getting Democrats elected.
Exactly. Juston,
that's just due to people not.
Exactly. Juston, what say you about all this?
Well, a number of things. Number one is we all want people to be held accountable, especially our federally elected representatives. They need to be accountable no matter they're libertarian or Republican or Democrat or Green Party or conservative, liberal. We elect these people. We pay them $174,000 a year. They need to earn it. They need to be statesmanlike. They need to have decorum. They need to be professional. They need to represent the country well, and many times they obviously do not. As far as helping each other, certainly no surprise there. And the problem with, look at the release of the Epstein files and things like censure and these other kind of Washington mannerisms, they're going to cut both ways. And if you're a Republican and you say, hey, Larry Summers, and let's go get Bill Clinton and a lot in there, I'm sure. But it cuts both ways. It's just unfortunately corruption and missteps will cut across party lines. So as a party, if you call for the exposure of this or the release of that, you have to, it's a boomerang. It might come back to hit you. And that's a big part of this. And then when it gets down to it, you have the decision being made by leadership, by party leadership that says, hey, it's going to be a lot better for us if this doesn't get out, or we don't release it, or we don't censure her, or we protect this guy because we need that seat to get these votes done. So it's the mess of Washington. It's politics. It's the machinery of politics. It's not going to change. And Seth, I think you're on to something. Being desensitized to it, you're aware of it, you understand it, acknowledge it, but you just accept it. This is how the place operates. The capital. That's how the capital operates, and politics works.
And it's unfortunate.
It is. Yeah. You really, you want to see the standards held high and adhered to, but things like this will cut both ways. I'm sure there's plenty of Democrats that are not sleeping well tonight if those Epstein files come out, but maybe a Republican or two somewhere. And we know corruption cuts across party lines, and yes, do they help each other? Often.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. And it's interesting because, President Trump, he didn't want to talk about Epstein files. Like he said, this is a Democrat thing, another Democrat hoax trying to screw me up. I'm trying to help the country. I'm trying to fix the country. And finally he said, what, F it, release it. Just release them. Mm-hmm. So the House passes it immediately, 427-1. The Senate unanimously passed it. And the president said, I'll sign it whenever. Brings it to my desk. I'm not gonna rush to sign it, but I'll sign it just to shut everybody up. Because the biggest reason why the Democrats push this is because they feel that there's a there, that President Trump's name is in it, that he was involved, that Jeffrey Epstein was his friend. Yeah. And the ironic thing is that President Trump, the minute that he knew or heard that this ale was at Mar-a-Lago with people that Jeffrey Epstein claimed were his nieces and nephews and realized it wasn't his nieces and nephews, he banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago permanently and all of Trump's properties permanently. It was do not pass go, do not collect $200. You're gone. You're out of here.
I have a different theory on this.
That's correct. He sure did.
Yeah. I have a different theory on Trump's method. I could be way wrong, but I think Trump played this masterfully, like a chess game. Now, he said that he wanted to release the Epstein files. Now, we all know that the Biden administration had it for 4 years, whatever he had. Trump was in it.
Trump has the list. I said that repeatedly.
Yeah, so they would have smeared Trump the second they could with those Epstein files. Who was part of it. So I'm not worried about that. But Trump saying that he's going to release them, I'm just thinking. I know Trump likes to play chess. He had 4 years to figure all this out because he got screwed through his whole administration from 16 to 20. And I think that he did it purposely. I think maybe it was all set up and he said he was going to release them. Then they said, oh, well, there's nothing here. There's nothing there. And it was hook, line, and sinker throwing it out to the Democrats and having them push for it. Oh, Trump, he must be doing it. And I think it was a setup. I think he did it on purpose. And now he's going to release it. And you already have the one guy that's resigning. Again, bad with names. I asked about his name earlier.
Larry Summers.
Larry Summers resigning because
not my Jew.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, you're going to have people resigning. You're getting all these Democrats that are wrapped up in this. And Trump even came out and said all of his friends were Democrats. So I think he forced their hand to say, oh, we got him. We're going to push it. This is another hoax that they push, and then bam, let's release it, and then let's kill the Democrats with it. I'm just thinking.
Joe Miller, what do you think? Do you agree with Damon's assessment?
I agree. It could definitely be a plan. It was all strategy because, like Damon said, Biden had 4 years. If there's anything against Trump, against the RNC that could harm us in the upcoming election, they would have released it. They would have done it. So I really think he has nothing to worry about, and it is just a chess game. He had this all play one when everyone was pushing for the Epstein files, but he had other stuff going on. Back when he first got elected this second term, he had other in play. He had other things in play. He had to get illegal immigration down. It wasn't on the top of his to-do list. Now we have 0 releases in 6 months for immigration. His plate's getting kind of cleared up where he has room to do what the constituents want. Epstein files.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So turning to another story, we had Dollar Tree Obama's Hakeem Jeffries, and we're finding out actually Congressman James Comer, exposed the Dollar Tree Obama, Hakeem Jeffries, and said, we have written emails that, Mr. Dollar Tree Obama, Hakeem Jeffries was, asking Jeffrey Epstein for money, hitting him up for money, had dinner with him after he was convicted of being a sex offender. So after they said, Jeffrey Epstein, you're a sex offender, Hakeem Jeffries is still hanging out with him, still trying to get money from him, had dinner with him, continued to have dinners with him. And then when Hakeem Jeffries was asked about it on CNN last night, he's like, I don't know what they're talking about. I have no idea. Even though the email was presented not just to us, but to everyone, to the whole, not just to reporters, when I say SMU reporters, but to the whole American people. I mean, this is crazy and asinine. What say you about this, Seth?
Like I said,
Hold on. Here it comes.
No, say it. Say what he's about.
He's if he involved himself with Jeffrey Epstein after his convicted of being a sex offender, he's a piece of shit. And now he's going to lie about it. So he's a piece of shit coward.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to turn around and point at everybody else and say, you did this with Epstein, you did that. In any other time in history, he would have been done. He'd be done.
Mm-hmm.
They'd throw him out of Congress. But not now, because nobody pays attention. And the idiots will vote for him. The idiots will defend him. Doesn't matter that he spent time and begged for money from a pedophile. Doesn't matter. He's a Democrat and he's a good guy. He's fighting for the people. I wouldn't be surprised if he piddled kids too. I mean, if nothing would surprise me at this point with people in D.C. Nothing. I mean, we're talking about a group of people that have a fund to pay off sexual harassment charges placed against them. Tax dollars money used to pay off sexual harassment charges. Nothing surprises me when it comes to those people. Nothing. They're all both sides of the aisle. There's pieces of shit on both sides, and they cover for them, and it's got to stop. We know now. We know there are pedophiles in D.C. Stop covering for them. Get them out of there. Hold them accountable. Put them in prison, and let's move on. The longer they cover for them or try to make excuses for them or ignore it, the worse the problem's going to get. And eventually, it's going to explode on them. And I hope it does soon, because this is disgusting. Defending a pedophile, it's disgusting.
Yeah, Justin, what say you about this?
Hold on, just one key question.
Yeah.
Seth, I thought you were going to give your usual line about Hakeem Jeffries.
Oh, that God ruined a perfectly good penis when they put ears on him? Well, everybody had to know that.
There you go. That's all.
Everybody
Oh
knows
my
that.
God, Damon, you're obsessed with that. Obsessed with.
I love it. He has the best quotes and sayings. I like them. So,
So Justin, what's your response to Donald?
David, your line.
Well,
Wait.
here's Hakeem Jeffries. He's third in line to be the president of the United States. God forbid.
Kanahara.
He's the Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives, and here this guy's in line to be president. I'm not saying direct elected, but if something happened to the vice president and Secretary of State and the Senate pro tem, he'd be the guy. He's up there. So there's someone this close to the Oval Office, mingling with Epstein. This is what I say where this cuts both ways. There's a lot of Democrats whose jaws are going to drop and say, whoops, boy, if I knew that, maybe I wouldn't have pushed to have this out. But they're so blind with their hate for Donald Trump that they don't care how many other bowling pins they'll knock over. They think there might be something there. Let's get them on this. Ridiculous. I mean, but Hakeem Jeffries, Seth, you're right. The time, unfortunately, right now is not that... is that he can stay where he's at. His own party should be beating the door down to drag him out of office and say, you're retired, resign, goodbye, get out.
Yep.
Not the case now. They'll cover for him. They'll ignore it. They'll never hold his feet to the fire. Look, we know how it works with Pelosi. She raped her office. She's worth how many tens of millions of dollars now that her and her family, I mean, this is ridiculous. But as far as, when you lack self-awareness as a politician, when you're elected to that position of power, and it doesn't resonate with you that having dinner with Jeffrey Epstein after he's been a convicted sex offender is a bad idea. Okay, you're either sociopathic, the way Bill Clinton was, where you understand that that's a problem, the optics are bad, it's the wrong thing to do, this guy's evil, but you don't care because my seat is safe, my party's never going to get rid of me, and I don't care. I need this money from this guy, and I'll do whatever I have to. That's a swamp, cesspool, self-serving politician. Mm-hmm. Or he's so sociopathic that he doesn't care about the concert. He doesn't care if it makes the speaker as an institution look bad, or his party look bad, or his leadership role look bad, or his congressional seat look bad. And unfortunately, it's for that to kind of be the norm and pervade Washington's culture. You know how widespread and common it is, and that's disturbing. And yeah, this has to change. You know, the election of Trump in 24 was the beginning step of really cleaning up our political system, our political culture, and government. And it's going to take a while. You know, when people like Hakeem Jeffries can decide that there's no political damage to incur by having dinner, when I'm the U.S. Speaker of the House of U.S. Representatives with a guy who is a known convicted child molester and pedophile, and I'm going to do it. And if he doesn't feel there's consequence to the action, that's a huge problem.
I agree. Let's put up this image of Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton was in the news this week. Damon Sherrod, can you put that up, please? There you go. Paris Hilton acknowledges reports that Ghislaine Maxwell attempted to recruit her to date Jeffrey Epstein. Unbelievable. So Ghislaine Maxwell attempted to recruit her. We don't know how old she was when Ghislaine tried to do this, but as you know, Paris Hilton is a billionaire. Everybody knows Hilton Hotels, the Hilton dynasty. They all know this. And it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. The lows that these people would go. And it doesn't matter if this person was a billionaire, millionaire, multimillionaire, children. I mean, this is just disgusting. The lengths that Ghislaine Maxwell went to help her friend there, Jeffrey Epstein, a man that she dated, a man that she was very close with, a man where she would watch him do lewd and lascivious things to little girls and little boys. And it's just so disgusting. There was another report out that one of the victims came out and said that he had like the smallest, girkiest, smelliest penis ever alive. That came out recently. So that doesn't look good on Jewish men. And I know we have a Jewish man on our podcast. Sorry, Seth. It is very disturbing. I mean, now all these girls are going to have bad images of like Jewish men and their penises. But I mean... I had to go there for some humor, but I mean, Seth, I pivot this to you. I mean, what do you think about the lengths that Ghislaine would go, to help her friend, going to Paris Hilton of all people?
Well, she's just as sick as he was. Then she's no better, and that's another problem with this country. We're so quick to condemn a man, but when it comes to women, we'll make it. Well, maybe she was being forced, or maybe no. Evil doesn't know a sex. Evil's evil. Men, women, doesn't matter. We need to stop making excuses for bad behavior and start holding people accountable, regardless of who they are. And if she was involved with that, she's in the place where she should be. And she should never be getting out. That should be the last time she saw the sun without the bar should have been before she went into court and got sentenced. Now she's to spend the rest of her miserable existence behind bars and die there for what she allowed happen to children, what she watched happen to children, and did nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing. She should spend the rest of her life there and then die anonymously buried in Potter's Field in an unmarked grave.
I agree. Joe Miller, Todd Blanche, who is the Deputy Attorney General under Pam Bondi, he spoke with Ghislaine Maxwell, and Ghislaine Maxwell said in a statement, and she said, Donald Trump was a gentleman. I never saw him with young women and young men. I never saw him doing any pedophilia stuff or stuff that, my friend Jeffrey did. I mean, don't you think in that way, President Trump is vindicated of all of this?
I do.
I think so. I need to see has she said anything about Bill Clinton about like his involvement or anything? Because I would like to see.
She did confirm that he was on the island. She did confirm that he was on the island. Yeah, she did confirm that he was on the island. Yes.
And can't argue it really. Then obviously, then that really does pump from being guilty of any of the this scene did. And I mean, going back to Seth, I just want to go back to that. She should be locked up. Pretty sure she only got sentenced to 20 years, which is 20 years, and then she'll be out. I don't think she even got a lifetime. Not lifetime or anything. She should be locked away. Death penalty. Honestly, we should bring that back in every state, and she pay for it. I don't want to pay for her to go. Just get her done, get her over with, and then just get America back on track.
Yeah, Justin, what say you about this? Like, you're Paris Hilton, you're this billionaire, and you're being set up by Ghislaine to date Jeffrey Epstein. And Paris Hilton's a smart girl. She's very smart. I'm sure she knew all about Epstein and what he was doing and so forth.
Well, let's hope that this did not happen while she was a minor. I mean, it probably did, but we don't know.
True.
If she's a mature adult and it's she's trying to play matchmaker, okay, fine, whatever. It's if she was under 18 and a child, no, that's horrendous. I mean, that's child trafficking. It's damaging, and it's just a horrendous thought that this much power and money. I mean, I think what we do know now is that Donald Trump was not involved in any of this, but we do know that Bill Clinton sure as hell was. He seemed to be a frequent flyer down there. And and again, it's the rich and the powerful living without rules and without restraints and without morals, and that's bad enough. But when these people somehow continually find their way to have their hands on the levers of political power in this country, that's what's so mind blowing to me. I don't understand. Like Seth, with your point, there should be, when something like this happens, I mean, I remember the 90s well with Bill Clinton. It was a new scandal every week, and that's okay. Well, when does this end? When will something happen? I mean, he was impeached. Okay, they impeached him, almost removed him, just missed. But the thing is there's no consequence to the action. Gazelle is locked up for 20 years. Will she spend 20 years in prison? Probably not. If she, good behavior, she'll get out in time. But it's just the double standard, the separate judicial system, the privilege, the corruption, the power, and it's all disturbing. But like I said, these are the people, unfortunately, in many cases, running our country. Hakeem Jeffries having dinner with this guy, and he's the minority party leader in the House, and he's a couple votes away from being the Speaker of the House, which has a line to the presidency in case of emergency. So I mean, how do these people get there? How do they stay? How do they survive? I mean, that's something that we need to look at broadly, not just specifically about this, who may be involved with the Epstein episode, and we need to know that. Exactly. But, how do these people continually, they're so corrupt, they're criminal, and yet they survive? No. There's never a consequence to their action. They're never held accountable.
Yeah, Damon Gallo, last comment to you before we hit the break.
Well, I would just say, Justin,
yeah, very quick, 10 seconds.
He's delayed.
Oh, and he's delayed. Okay,
so what I'm saying to that point is we have New Jersey, but she back. Sorry, can you guys? Am I still delayed?
Yeah. Okay, you're getting better.
So we have Mikey Sherrill just got elected, but she endorsed. So Mikey Sherrill just got elected in Jersey, but she just endorsed a state assembly candidate who just got in trouble for a minor sexually assaulting a young boy. That's who just got elected to be governor of New Jersey. She endorses that guy. It speaks volumes. It speaks volumes that people don't know, they're not, and then they get elected.
Welcome to New Jersey. Yeah, that's
Damon Galdo.
I just want to say, I'll just end with this, Justin. For Paris Hilton, you should reach out to her and see if she's okay. Call her, make sure she's all right, take her out to dinner.
Well, you may have company. She's got a husband. So.
Sorry, I didn't know she was married. I don't follow.
Oh yeah, married.
But anyway, other than that, I just want to tell everybody. I know people were texting me that have trouble in the chat on YouTube, but you can go to the America's Pulse Network X page as well, and you'll be able to chat. But make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, definitely. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about ICE. We're going to be talking about ICE protesters happening in New York City and CARE paying thousands of dollars to students at colleges. So stay with us, guys. We'll be right back after the break.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
So, hey guys, we are back. Starting now segment 2. Sorry for some of the delays in segment 1. We got 5 people on here, so sometimes the connections can get a little messy. But hopefully everybody, we're back and our delays are kind of shortened. So segment 2, let's put up the first slide. So breaking, Thomas Homan will officially deploy to Deep Blue, New York City and round up illegal aliens. We're going to be coming to New York City. We will be increasing enforcement in New York City because they are a sanctuary city. So let's talk about that. So let's talk. So can you guys hear me? I don't know why it says my mic. Okay.
Oh, well.
Okay, great. So let's talk about that. So pivot to Damon Galdo because we ended with you on the break. So Thomas Homan is going to New York City. He's rounding up all these illegal aliens. As you know, New York City just elected not a socialist, a communist. The Democratic communist Zohran Mamdani is the new mayor of New York City. What say you about that?
Well, I say they made a huge mistake by electing him, number one. But the ICE going in New York City.
Shouldn't ICE go in there and get rid of Mamdani? Isn't he considered an illegal alien?
Oh, get rid of Mamdani? Hey, I would love that. If he legally could, that'd be amazing. And I heard that was rumors that I don't know about the whole story.
I don't believe he became a U.S. citizen legally. I really don't.
If he didn't, then go in and grab him and get him out. That would be better than Christmas for me.
Mm-hmm.
It really would. It would. I'm telling you, it would. If he went in there and shipped him out, because that dude is a poison. I mean, he's going to ruin the greatest city in the world. Well, it used to be great, and I hate calling it that because I'm from Philly and I'm always, but it technically is, and or was anyway. But he's going to ruin it. He's going to run it right into the ground. I mean, we know we have that clip. I'm sure we're going to play it too. This guy, he's saying everything's for free. We're going to give you free buses. We're going to give you this for free. That's right. And I'll let you play the clip.
Well,
later.
yeah, I was going to say, Damon, share it. Let's play the clip that Damon Galdo was talking about. Let's play the clip. No, not that clip. Not that clip.
In 2 weeks since we won the election.
That
We've been pretty busy.
Projects the Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani.
Too often, this is a time of just celebration as opposed to preparation. We want to make it both.
A lot of these things are new, but one of them is pretty old: fundraising. But why are we fundraising? Well, we have less than 50 days until we take office, and we have a lot to do. We have to vet the 50,000 resumes we've received. Thank you. We have to keep paying our incredible team. Thank you. And we have to plan not just our inauguration, but our policy implementation. Now, unlike the campaign, transitions do not get public matching funds from the city. So that 8-to-1 match, gone. It's up to us to raise the money. Usually campaigns take that as an opportunity to rely on wealthy donors, but that's not us. You've already been incredible. We've raised more than $1 million in just 2 weeks. Our average donation is around $77, and more than 12,000 of you have donated so far, which is much lower than the last administration's transition. But we're still asking for your help because we need to raise $4 million.
Yeah, so I heard the clip was fine on my end.
I did not hear the clip at all, so that's why I said,
yeah, it was good on my end.
Not everybody can hear it.
We heard it. But yeah, that guy, scumbag, hands down, asking for money for people that
So the clip to my viewers who didn't hear it, because I know my viewers didn't hear it. So the clip basically talks about how Mamdani is asking his voters for $4 million after he lied to his voters and say, vote for me, everything will be free. Seth Eisenberg, let's vote to you. What do you think about that?
He'll get it. His supporters are stupid. They'll send him $4 million more. And if you ask for another $4 million,
the average voter in New York City, they can't afford $4 million.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't. They'll go into debt. I mean, remember who was it? Oral Roberts, when he saw a 900-foot tall Jesus Christ in Oklahoma, and he needed $1 million, and he got it. There's a sucker born every minute. You just got to be able to find him. And Mondami found him. He'll get his $4 million. If it takes more than a week to get the $4 million, I will be genuinely shocked. If he doesn't get it in 48 hours, I will be shocked, because there's that many suckers in New York that are willing to give him his money, give him their money. I won't be shocked at all.
Justin, don't you think that the $4 million is going to come from the people that supported Mondami, such as George Soros and Linda Sarsour and all these anti-Semitic, anti-Christian groups?
That's where it's coming from. They'll get a few small donations and make it window dressing and say, "Oh, look, the people that we know where the money's coming from. It's coming from where the money he tapped into to get elected in the first place, because they want him there. They'll pay to keep him there." And yeah, this is. I mean, the nerve of it, though. Again, here's the lack of self-awareness, or the sociopathology, and the lack of a conscience. I mean, you know where the money's coming from. Okay, but is he bothered by it? No, he could care less. He feels he was elected. He's going to do what he wants to do. Which he'll run into quite a few hornets' nests, I'm sure, and some buzzsaws. He will. But it just. I mean, if he's the new face of the Democrat Party, I think it's horrible for the country, but it's certainly good for the Republican Party to draw a distinction between limited government, privacy, freedom, economic freedom, liberty, parental rights, and this loudmouth idiot who's going to run around the world and tell everybody how free everything should be. And that's unfortunately the Democrat Party today. It can't be said enough times, Alexandra. The Democrat Party is no longer the party of FDR, of the World War II Depression era, blue-collared, Catholic, Northeastern, union worker Democrat. It's no longer the party of JFK. It is the party of open borders, war on the police, culture war, Trump derangement syndrome, the party of really socialism and communism. They've allowed themselves to be taken over by that. These are not the fringe groups of the Democrat Party. You're talking, these are now the elected faces of the Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
And it's disappointing to see that.
Now, Joe, you're a young Republican. There was a lot of young Democrats and young people that voted for this Mondami guy, and he's asking you for $4 million. What say you to these young people that voted for him?
Well, I can say right now that I would disagree. I think I'm going to have to disagree with you on this, because I think he didn't realize that most of his voters are just out of college, don't have the money, are immigrants that just became citizens and were able to vote, or there's individuals that are living. So I don't think he's going to get that $4 million. I don't think the big wigs that backed him, I don't think they're going to donate a dime. But I'm also
want to bet a bar tab on that?
Let's do it. I'll bet it here.
I think he'll get it from Soros if he doesn't raise it.
No, he definitely will.
He'll get it. Yeah.
But this is a word that I'm seeing, though. I'm not even worried about that as much. Since what Justin said, he's the face now. And on top of that, you have Nancy Pelosi retiring. She's not going to run again. But who does that line up? San Francisco's in her district. You don't think there's a Mamdani in San Francisco that's waiting for their time? Pelosi steps down. You have one selected in Washington. A Democrat socialist just elected in Seattle. So it's going all over the nation, and it's basically the end of the Democrat Party, start of the Socialist Party, and that's just communism.
Do you remember a time in this country when Americans would go out and kill communists, and now we elect them to run our cities?
Now we praise them.
So Damon shared, I do want you to play the clip of ICE protesters in North Carolina. Please play that video. All right. So that video was, they were actually
Damon gets
they were protesting against ICE, yet they were playing YMCA to, I mean, that's the song that President Trump played during his rallies. So they're mocking President Trump there with the YMCA song. So we have ICE protests in North Carolina, which is supposedly a very red state. And they're supposed to be getting a new senator. Mike Whatley is supposed to be the new senator there. So what the hell is going on? Now we're having ICE protests in red states and red areas. What the hell is going on, Damon Geldo?
I believe a lot of them are getting paid. They are. I mentioned Soros earlier, and I think a lot of these protesters are getting paid. Same thing we were talking about Chair earlier, paying college students to do what they were doing. Same thing when I went to cover, me and our great producer, other Damon, went to cover the Tesla protest. And like I said before, anyone's listened in here before, I parked. I was going to meet my producer, other Damon, and the buses pulled in. People were getting off the bus. And I kind of mingled in with them as we were walking to the Tesla dealership, and they started handing out vouchers, to collect your $250 by Cooper River Indivisible. And when the guy asked me who I was with, I said, I'm by myself. And then he asked for it back. And I said, you got a better chance of seeing God. I'll get it back. And I posted it on social media and showed everybody, hey, look, they're paying these people to come. And I think that's what it is. I mean, and then there's also the idiots that follow along with it as well. And you're looking at all these older people that failures in life too, that never made it to where they wanted to go, and now they have nothing else to do. They don't have any kids or grandkids, and they're just out there trying to make purpose out of their lives. And this makes no sense. That's basically what it is.
So Seth, I want to pivot this to you because this was a story that came out. Democrats are saying to disobey orders of the military.
Well, that was a big one.
Can you believe that, Seth? Democrats are now saying to disobey orders of the military.
Was an ad.
And to disobey orders of ICE. To combat ICE, to say if President Trump brings ICE into your city, into your state, brings the National Guard, you're supposed to combat them. You're supposed to push back on them. It's happening in Maryland right now. In Maryland with the Baltimore County Council, with Itzy Patoka, he's putting up legislation in your state of Maryland to basically combat ICE. I mean, this is just disgusting. But let's say this, Seth.
Can I add that real quick, Seth, to some of that? They made an ad. They actually made an ad. They had retired.
Yeah, they made an ad.
CIA,
whole ad.
Retired Army, retired congressman. They made an actual ad. I wish we had it tonight.
I know we didn't get a chance.
We didn't have a chance to. But they made an ad.
But yeah, Seth, they made an ad. Seth, they made an ad stating that that we can't follow the orders of the military. They go against our principles. They go against what we're about. And they're basically saying that ICE is the modern day Gestapo. What's it?
Number one, when I was in the Navy, the first thing they drill into your head in boot camp is you're here to protect democracy, not practice it. You really don't have a say in the military. But according to the UCMJ, you are legally obligated to disregard any illegal order. The problem with that is you better be able to prove it was an illegal order.
Right.
And that's hard to do. So it's best, unless it's blatantly like, hey, I want you to go over there and shoot those 7 people. That's blatant. You don't have to follow that order. You can disregard it without punishment. But if it's a simple order like you have to do this or that, no, you are not allowed to disregard that order. You have to follow that order. And if you don't, you'll go to jail at the very least. On top of that, you get a big chicken dinner, and that's the end of you. Resisting arrest is a crime. That's why people get charged with it. It's not a right. You don't have a right to resist arrest. If it's an illegal arrest, you don't fight it on the street. You wait till you get in front of a judge, and then you fight it there. Because if you're on the street and fight with cops saying this is an illegal arrest, you are going to lose. Cops will always win on the street. It's that simple. That's why you don't argue, you don't fight, do what they tell you to do, and then you have your day in court, and you let the judge go, hey, that was wrong. You got to let him go, plus you owe him money. So anybody who's telling you to fight the police or disregard orders from your superiors in the military is going to get you in trouble. Because it's not going to be them that's going to be in trouble. It's going to be you. So no, you do what you're told in the military. And if you're on the street with a cop and you don't like what he's doing, videotape it. That's your right. Record it and then show it to a judge or show it to the news. But you have no right to interfere in an arrest, no right to resist an arrest, and no right to assault police officers or federal agents. And if you do, you're going to get your wig split, and I'm going to laugh at you.
Yeah,
People
Justin.
people are just so stupid now. Like, I don't like it, so you can't lock me up. That's illegal. Really? As they're pounding you in the head with an ass baton. Oh, I guess this isn't happening either, huh? This is just do what you're told to do, and then fight it in court. That's why you go to court.
Exactly. Yeah, Justin, I wanted to ask this question to you. You know, don't you think these people should end up in jail, for these Democrats, for saying don't go against the military, go against legal orders? I mean, and young people are listening to this, and this again is what causes insurrections.
Yeah, it sure sounds like they're calling for one, if you ask me. Seth, you're right. I mean, I served in the Navy also. When you're in the military, you're not living your life under the protection of the U.S. Constitution. You're living under the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
Correct.
Okay, and you're given an order. It's not debate class. You follow it. You execute it. End of story. And Seth, you're also right too. The only order illegal that you're really going to do is if you're ordered to like murder unarmed civilians. That's about it. Outside of that, no, you follow the order whether you like it or not. And then you have, again, look, it's not just these fringe groups somewhere out there protesting with a bullhorn. These are elected Democrat officials encouraging our military to disobey orders or violate federal law. And again, it's the lack of self-awareness or the sociopathology of it, where they don't care about the consequence. All of them should have said, wait a minute, I'm not going to take to the airwaves and recommend our military personnel disobey the commander-in-chief, but we just had 6 or 7 of them do it. And not worry about a consequence.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insanity. It's really what they're promoting. See, to me, this is a little bit of an extension of the culture war, where you break down authority, rule of law, respect for law, the military, parental rights, you name it. There's a million things out there. But I saw that tonight on the news. I almost got sick. I said, these are elected representatives in the House of Representatives, in the U.S. Senate, collectively stating and enticing our military, admonishing our military to disobey their orders. I mean, something needs to happen. Censure in the Senate, censure in the House, maybe a little pay from the FBI to see exactly what the hell's going on here. It's not good, folks. It's troubling. It's really disheartening. These are the leaders of our country. And, and I think all of them were served in the military at one time.
Yeah.
I really, I don't know what the left, where they've become so dysfunctional and detached from reality. But there needs to be accountability. And until there's a consequence to their action, they'll continue to pull stunts like this.
Exactly.
To piggyback on what he's saying, if you commit mutiny, an act of mutiny or whatever they call it, I don't know what they call it in the other military branches, and it's during a time of war, you'll be executed.
Execution. Yeah.
You'll be put to death. At the very least, you'll do a long time in Leavenworth. So no, don't listen to these people. They're putting you in a position to where you potentially can be executed.
Yeah,
or spend the rest of your life in Leavenworth. Don't listen to them.
They need to have some serious repercussions for this, and this is where the House should censure and the Senate should censure these people, and maybe a pay from the Secret Service or the FBI and say, what exactly are you admonishing here? We're going to take this serious. This is not just a talk show podcast. I mean, they were admonishing our military members who swore an oath to give their life for this country and our Constitution. And they're asking them to collectively, aggressively asking them to violate that oath and disobey orders. Troubling, to say the least.
Joe, I
want to turn this to you as a young person. So there was a recent story, a Parkland shooter survivor. He now wants to run for CD12 in New York. He's calling he's like a young Mandami. He's the Jewish version of Mandami. And he's saying that, I'm going to be the congressman that's going to make sure that we don't support Israel, that Israel committed genocide against their people. And we don't want a congressman in there that supports genocide against other groups of people. As a young person, and the Parkland survivor shooter is around your age, if not younger. What say you about this?
I think what it is really, the Democrats, it's the party of no accountability. It's a party of just woe is me, but they don't realize that Israel has been an ally of the U.S. for decades. We have always been allies and everything. And the Democrats that are now saying, let's cut ties with Israel.
And rhinos too.
They abuse our system. They're all not
MTG even and I love her. But I think it is really that they just don't see the benefit of having them as an ally. They compare it to Ukraine. They say, "Oh, we stopped giving. We don't want to give money to Ukraine. What makes them any better?" Well, what has Ukraine really done for us? Mm-hmm. Israel has always been an ally of the U.S., and you see even governors, they want to have a relationship with them. When Jack Ciattarelli was governor of New Jersey, he made sure he met with the officials of Israel, and he made sure that we would have had a good partnership with the nation. Yeah. But again, just Democrats aren't seeing it that way. They're seeing it as Israel's they're the bully, just not that, just not seeing. And if that man elected, it's just be more of the same hateful rhetoric that we've been hearing from the Democrats for the past 4 years, and we're going to hear from them for the year to come.
And Damon Gallen, let me pivot to you because, as you know, CARE, who's a terrorist organization who's funded and formed by the Muslim Brotherhood, who the governor of Texas, he actually acknowledged that the Muslim Brotherhood is a terrorist organization. We all know in this show that the Muslim Brotherhood has always been a terrorist organization. But CARE has been paying $1,000 to colleges, and they had a whole commercial about it. Don't you think that this kid, this Parkland shooter guy, a lot of that influence is coming from CARE. A lot of the influence is coming from the Mandamis of the world for him to blame Israel for everything and for him to push the propaganda. What say you?
Well, first, after what Joe said with Jack Ciattarelli, I'm blaming Israel for Jack losing the election now. So that's a joke. But but no,
great,
no.
More Jew hate. Thanks, Damon Galden.
No, that was a joke, obviously. But no, I know I'd seen some Israeli officials talking about that we're losing the social media battle, because what I've seen a lot on social media was pushing the Jews committing genocide. And I looked on looking on X, and I talked about it before. You have all these bots out there, and I think Hamas and all that they started taking over and threw these bots in there, because you could see an account go from 0 followers to 20,000 in days. Mm-hmm. And it's just pushing it out there over and over and over again against Jews and against Israel. So I think that's a big deal. And I think the Muslims are taking over. Now, listen, again, I'm not against a religion at all. I'm against radical religions. I'm against people that don't want to assimilate to the United States. If we have Muslims that are coming over here, look at Dearborn, Michigan, and the 5 times, with the speakers, and it's just no, I'm sorry. If they did it here, I don't do it. I mean, Catholics don't do it. I'm not going to shove it down your throat. I'm an American first. I'm a Catholic, and I don't shove Catholicism down people's throats. But if you are to come over here, you have to assimilate to the American way and our Constitution and what it was built upon. Mm-hmm. And that's my only problem with that, is it's a plan to undermine the American Constitution. It's you look what's happening over in Europe. They're killing it over there, and it's starting to happen here big time. And it's a big worry for me. It should be a big worry for everybody out there, because I don't care who it is. I don't care if it was, whatever we be, Mexicans or even Jews that came over here and said, no, you're going to live by our way. No, it's the American way. So, but Israel is our biggest ally, and I'm with them. But I just see the Muslim population, whether they know or they don't know it, there's something underlying there that are trying to ruin the United States, and I believe that's what it is.
Well, we've talked this segment to death, and now we're going to go to commercial, and we're going to come back and we're going to change it up a little bit in segment 3. So stay with us, guys. Thanks you for being on our show and for the chatting. Thanks. I know there's a lot of people that are watching, but we want to see your comments. We want to see your comments on our chat. Thank you for Radio Telefono. That's my friend Jorge. And thanks to everyone that's currently watching the show. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe on America's Pulse Network, on X, on Rumble, on YouTube, on True Social, on Parler, on Instagram. We're on 6 different platforms, guys. So please like and subscribe, and we will be right back. Stay with us. We'll be coming right back after the break.
The APN's The Pulse podcast is hosted by Alexandra Levine from the Alexandra Levine Life podcast. And Damon Galdo from the Jersey Shore podcast. And Seth Eisenberg from the Conservative Corner podcast. Also, there will be 2 additional guests on every episode. The Pulse is live every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Okay, guys, we are back with segment 3. Oh my God, we're putting Juston to sleep.
No, I don't sleep. I'm tired. I've been out campaigning.
Well, we appreciate you being on. So this is a very cute segment, kind of different, the other segments we've been talking about. So let's put up the first image. So this guy, he's an Australian politician. I didn't catch his name, but he resigns yesterday after his daughter revealed her porn career. So he shocked colleagues by stepping down suddenly as the leader. He was the leader of his group, saying he wanted to focus on family. So obviously this guy is embarrassed that his daughter has a career in porn. We don't know what type of porn she did. Nowadays people are doing OnlyFans, which is you can do porn on there. You can actually not show your naked body on OnlyFans, but a lot of people making money, a lot of people paying off their mortgages, doing OnlyFans. But, what say you about this? Damon Galdo, you ran for office, you're planning on running for office again. I know you have young kids, but let's say you have an older daughter who's 18, 19 years old, and she has a porn career. Would you resign as a congressman if you found this out?
No, first thing I want to know, do you pay your mortgage off with OnlyFans? Can I do that?
A lot of people do. A lot of people
Okay.
do. What's her name? Drea D'Amato, the famous actress who was Adriana Lacerva on The Sopranos. She paid off her entire mortgage on OnlyFans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people say my wife looks like her. Well, back then.
Does. No, she does, actually. She does. Very pretty.
No, would I resign? No. Would I be happy? Absolutely not. I would not be happy if my daughter got into porn. Not at all. I know if they're adults, I can't control what they do. But yeah, I wouldn't resign. I would just come out and say this is a problem for me. I can't control her. She's an adult, and I wouldn't resign. So
Juston, you're running for the U.S. Senate. I know you don't have children, but hypothetically, and I don't like to ask hypotheticals, but let's say you have a son or daughter who made their career out of doing porn, and you're the United States Senator from New Jersey. Do you agree with Damon Galdo? You wouldn't resign, but you would come out with a statement saying, she's an adult and I can't control what she's doing, and trying to make a living, and it's not illegal, and we hope it's not illegal. And go porn, go porn industry. Would you support the porn industry as a U.S. Senator?
Well, I think each elected official that was exposed to a scenario like this would have to handle it their own fashion. And I think, Damon, you would have some that would say, it should not cause me to resign. I'll continue to serve the people and handle my personal life in a certain manner. Other people, think it's the right thing to do. And based on what when I was talking a minute ago about, the Hakeem Jeffries of the world that really don't have a conscience or they're not self-aware. So I would say it's a case-by-case basis. It's individually. What would I do? I mean, that to me is a shocker. When you have a daughter that was willing to engage in that life that can, be so destructive and dangerous is certainly concerning for anybody. I think it would really be up to the individual. What would they want to put their family through? What are they willing to incur? When you look at okay, we should have standards, but does the standard that we hold an elected official to, does that apply to their family members?
Good question.
maybe the answer is no. I mean, go back to Jimmy Carter. I remember Jimmy Carter, his brother Billy, he was always a liability, but he wasn't a malicious criminal. He was just like a not a positive public figure, and then you look at Bill Clinton, and people always say, well, I feel sorry for Chelsea because the parents are such idiots. And so it's really, do we have to decide, I think, collectively as a society, are we going to hold the official accountable, and then does that extend to their family and children on top of that?
So let me revise I want to revise my statement real quick. I would have to resign, because if my daughter did something like that, I would have to go to jail, and I don't think I could be in office while I was in jail.
Well, Seth, let's pivot to that question that Justin said. Should we hold politicians at higher levels, at higher standards? I mean, we saw with Hunter Biden. I mean, the guy illegally did cocaine. He's a pedophile. He did incest.
Perfect.
But yet he still was, quote, installed as the president of the United States, and Hunter Biden is still walking free.
Holding the politician himself to a standard is fine. I'm all for it. But if his family's nuts, you can't hold that against him. It's you have no control over what another adult does. Mm-hmm. It's legal, it doesn't matter. And if your son's a crackhead, you know what? Unless you're selling them the crack or you're driving them to get it, it doesn't reflect on you in any way, shape, or form. I think at that if we start going, well, his son did this or his daughter does that, now we're getting a little nitpicky, and now it just seems like people would be looking for an excuse not to like the person. Like, if I can't find something wrong with Justin, let me look at his family. Oh, his family's crazy, so he's got to be crazy. I'm not supporting him. That's just ridiculous. Like I said, if they're adults and what they're doing is legal, let them live their life. I mean, and if you're a conservative, you have to agree with that. You're focused on the individual, not his family. His family is not going to be the one making decisions or passing laws or voting. That individual is. I don't think you should hold a family against somebody unless it's an illegal act. That's a different story. But if they're just doing stupid stuff like porn, or they're doing drugs, which is illegal, but they're doing it themselves and they're not dealing it, you know what? They're adults. They made a decision. You can't control what another adult does.
Now, Joe, I turn this to as a young person. What if you're the child or the adult of the politician? I mean, let's say, your father was a senator, your father was a congressman. Would you have a porn career?
Well, I don't think mine would be successful. But
there's an ad for every seat, man.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I'd be broke too. So.
And I just asked that as a perspective of a young person. That's why. Because she's probably 18, 19 years old doing it.
Yeah, she's probably of age. And honestly, it probably is OnlyFans. It's probably like he's doing what you said, half the people in the U.S. are doing, trying to pay off their mortgage with it. And should her father be held responsible for that and resign? No, but it also does a little bit show the morals, show where the family life really is behind closed doors. I mean, you don't blame the whole family for the actions of an individual, but you kind of see where the family lies. I mean, we brought up Hunter Biden, but look at him. Joe Biden never argued with him or said it was bad for him to marry his dead brother's girlfriend. In my family, they would think that's easy weird. That is super weird. I honestly am not okay with that. But again, it's based on the families, man. And maybe she was raised with morals where it didn't matter. And maybe I just wouldn't resign. I know you have a job for your constituents, and no matter what's going on in your family life or your personal life, you took an oath to serve those people, and you got to stick with it through thick and thin.
Yeah, I think he resigned because he was embarrassed. I think he was completely humiliated and embarrassed. Yeah. And he probably is going to sit down with his daughter and just be like, what the hell? I mean, that's just my opinion. Let's pivot to another story that was reported in the New York Post. Let's put up the second image Damon shared. So this I thought was like disturbing as hell. Parents should ask babies, infants, toddlers for, quote, consent before changing their diapers. So basically it's saying that the babies are now the adults and the adults are now the babies. So Damon Galdo, I'll pivot to you in the chat because Damon, you have children. Did you have to ask your babies for consent before you changed their diapers?
Do I have to even answer that question? I mean, that is the dumbest thing ever. And that came out of Australia as well, right?
No, that was in Australia. That was America.
That was America. Oh, okay.
That was in our country.
No, okay. I thought the original thing came out of Australia and they were adopted here. But asking a baby to consent, how stupid are people? Like how would they even think the baby can't talk? The baby, when a baby's born, they can't even see you. Like their eyes, it takes months for them to adjust to even actually see what you look like. Everything's blurry. They can't talk, obviously. They can't walk. They can't make decisions. It
sounds like me on a Saturday night.
Yeah, okay. But it's the same reason why. I mean, there's look at it like you have to be 18 to do certain things. You have to be 16 to get your license. You have to be 18 to join the military and buy cigarettes. You got to be 21 to drink and buy alcohol. But a baby, you have to ask permission. Can I change your diaper? And what kind of answer are you going to get? Can I see? I want to see a video of somebody going that route and saying, "Hey, I need to change your diaper. Are you okay with me doing that?" And I want to see the baby's response. I want to see it say, "Yeah, change my effing diaper now." You know, something like that. If I see something like that, then okay, you got me. But it's
crazy. Yeah. Seth, as a father, did you ever have to ask Ryan? And Ryan's a big guy. I mean, he's tall. He can kick anybody's butt. He can kick any father's ass. I mean, I don't know if I wanted to change that kid's diaper because he's so big.
No,
were you like, Ryan, but before you piss in my face, can I please change your diaper?
I'm going to play the devil's advocate and agree with that. I think until your child's diaper is dragging on the floor behind them, inundated with pounds of shit, if they can't move, you should not attempt to change the diaper until they have a rash on their butt and the skin is flayed off because the poop is eaten into their flesh. You are not allowed to change the diaper until the child goes, "Mom, Dad, I can see my bone in my hip from the poop. Can you please change my diaper now?" I don't understand how people get that stupid. I mean, and I'm being serious. I'm trying. Did they hit their head? Are they on hard drugs? Are they just organically that fucking stupid that they would argue for a point that says you cannot change your infant's diaper until they ask or until you get a consent? People like that should not be allowed near children, should not be allowed to have children, and should be sterilized to delay and keep the gene pool from further being contaminated. This is ridiculous. Yeah. I can't believe an adult would say that out loud, that you can't change a child's diaper until you get consent. Are you really that fucking stupid to really think that that's a legitimate thing to say or argue for? Those people are dangerous.
You know what this is, Seth and Alexandra? This to me, looking through this through the prism of the culture war, this is just another attack on parental rights.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, look, I as an attorney, I've done some family law where there's been issues with child welfare services, and DIFE is called, because diapers weren't changed, and it does endanger the health of the child. It's not healthy. It's pretty sickening. And now the consent, legally consent can't be given by an infant. It's beyond stupid. But I think the left in this country is so Marxist in their thought right now. They're so myopic and they're so deranged and delusional and dysfunctional that anything that they can do to attack parental rights and damage the parent-child relationship and the traditional family unit, they will do. Mm-hmm. And the more decision-making they can take away from parents, and we know this with transgenderism, they take away from parents and give it to the kids, but they just don't realize that they lack the self-awareness. It never ends with them. It never ends.
Yeah, Joe, do you think that this has to do with the fact that, in the state of Minnesota and some other crazy liberal states, that they actually gave the kids ages 3 and below consent to go to a doctor and say, "I'm a man and I want to become a woman," and they could do it without parental consent? Do you think that a lot of this stems into that?
You said 3 and under?
Yeah, 3 and under.
I just don't get how they even say yes or no or comprehend. They can't do anything. I don't.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because there's guidance counselors and therapists, and they show images, and then the kids, they shake their head yes, or they shake their head no, or they use like hand symbols.
So you confuse the kid, and then They don't even know
Exactly.
what they're agreeing to. They don't know if they're agreeing to it or not agreeing to it. And then
Correct.
give them all these hormones, give them all these pills, scramble their brains, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's going on here with asking the baby consent, it's a whole thing the whole Democrat Party is platformed on. It's we know, the science knows what's best for you. Science knows, like, you have RFK, who has all these health discoveries on what's going to make America healthy again. But you have the Democrats who are saying, I'm just going to disagree with that because I don't like you. And that's the whole platform. They are okay with doing self-destruction if it means that some feelings aren't hurt or that everyone's all, lovey-dovey, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing is disgusting and it's asinine. And, I feel for, parents out there that still believe in those traditional values, but the parents out there that are asking their children, should I feed you? Is it time to change you? Is it time for you to go to sleep? What in the hell? And, I was in the makeup industry for a long time, and I see the mothers having to ask their daughters permission. Can I buy this? Am I allowed to look at this? Sorry, I have to ask my daughter what she thinks about this and if this is appropriate for me to buy. And I see that the mothers are buying like the Kmart makeup and the daughters are buying Chanel and Louis Vuittons. I mean, this is just disgusting and asinine. I mean, the roles are reversing. And again, it's about a child opening up a big mouth to a parent saying, I'm going to this school no matter what. I'm dating this guy no matter what. I'm going to do this with this guy no matter what. And you can't say anything about it. If I want to have an OnlyFans account, I can't. I mean, again, it's the parents becoming the adults, and it's also the parents afraid to discipline their children. Yeah. That's a big thing. If there's no discipline in the household, then the kids just run amok. What say about that, Damon Galdo? Because I know you're a great father. I know Heather's a wonderful mother, and I know that you discipline your kids properly to the point where they don't take advantage of you.
Yeah, well, one thing that I haven't had to do with my kids is smack them with the belt. I threatened it before. I told them back in the day when I was younger, if I did something, because I was a bad kid. Like my mom would say, wait till your father gets home. And then as soon as he would come home and she would already talk to him and I'd see his belt come off, I knew I was getting a slap in the belt with the belt. Mm-hmm. So that's discipline. Yeah. But I don't have to do that with them. I just say, hey, listen, this is what they used to have me. I don't do that to you guys. And I talk to them, and they still make mistakes, or kids. But I just can't believe it. I can't believe that when they try to run the show, especially when they fight each other, like earlier today, they got in an argument and they made a mess upstairs, chips everywhere and everything else. And I told them a while ago, and they blame each other for it. I said, this is what it's going to be. I'm not going to investigate. I'm not going to see, because they say she did it, he did it. And I said, I'm not going to do it. You're both going to get punished. You're both going to get sent to your rooms. And they said, well, it's not fair. I said, well, it is fair. So because I'm not wasting my time to investigate. So both of you are a team, and you're going to have to help each other out to be better. So that's what it is. And this just blows my mind. And I know that there was 10 seconds left, but I just want to tell a real quick story. Well, you know what? I'll do it later. I'll do it in the next one.
Yeah, so we're going to segment 4. So again, we're still talking about adults acting as kids. So this was a viral video that came out of this woman twerking at a funeral.
I was waiting for this one.
Let's play the video. Hopefully.
Welcome to America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent, Alexandra L.
This is so amazing and miraculous. We've never had a president in the history of our nation doing this. And we hope to God that he continues doing this forever and ever. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. And God bless President Trump.
And God bless you.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra L. with the America's Pulse Network. I am the White House correspondent right here in the heart of D.C. as President Trump is celebrating 250 years of America and the military.
Subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias.
Well, we had a commercial. Great. Now we're going into segment 4. So this was a big viral video. Crazy story that came out. Again, we were talking about adults acting as kids. This is a video of a woman twerking at a funeral. So there it is. Women twerks on dead man in casket. This is disturbing behavior. Some people in our society need a reality check. Let's play the clip with it, please.
I want Damon Gallo to do that at my funeral.
Oh my God. So if you guys don't know what twerking is, it's a very vulgar move that if you are a woman pressing up against a man doing that, he will get aroused because it's a very intimate position. And Miley Cyrus actually came up with the term twerking during some of her videos when she was going ape crap. So, I mean, this is a funeral. An open casket funeral. I don't know if this guy was maybe a former lover of his, maybe it was her uncle, maybe it was a friend. I don't know. Looks like she'd been intimate with the guy in the past, but she's trying to make a humorous situation of something that's sad. In my opinion, this is not appropriate. I mean, in Judaism, in funerals, we take this to heart. Like, we wear all black, we rip our clothes, like we cover the mirrors, we do Shiva for 7 days. Like, it's a pretty serious thing in our religion. And I know if my rabbi saw that, he would have been like, what the hell? And then look what these people are wearing at a funeral. The woman was wearing a Kansas City Chiefs sweatshirt. You know, was the guy who died a Kansas City Chiefs fan? I mean, put him in the sweatshirt or put the sweatshirt in the casket with him. Don't wear the sweatshirt and then twerk in front of him, in front of children of all people. I mean, I'll go to Seth Eisenberg. Have you ever been to this kind of funeral before? Is this like the new standard for funerals?
I don't know. I know when my mom passed, we didn't have a funeral. We had like a celebration of life, and I got shit-faced. All my friends that came, we got shit-faced and had a good time. I have no problem with the way people grieve. Again, if it's legal, do what you want to do. If that's how you're going to get over it, if that makes you feel better, for all we know, that could have been his last request. Hey, when I'm dead, twerk that big ass over my body in front of everybody. I don't know. It could have been. I mean, to the outsider looking in, yes, that's very tacky. That's low class, and I understand that. But if that's what they have to do to get over losing that person, or if they're having fun, like, hey, remember when he did this, or when I did this and he liked it? I mean, the guy's dead, and funerals and celebrations of life and wakes aren't for the person that died. They're for the people that are alive that are still here. And it's just a different way to grieve and deal with the loss. And if that's how she does it, you know what? Power to her. And like I said, that's what I want Damon to do at my funeral. I want him to twerk over my casket.
Justin, what do you think about that? Do you think that's the new set standard? Do you think all funerals should have twerk?
Well, let's hope that it's not the standard now. Let's hope it's the aberration. I practice estate law. I read a lot of wills, and I've seen some pretty funny things about what people want at their funerals. I put it in the will. Some of it's pretty comical. If it was something that was planned, Seth, like you said, if this is something that the guy wanted, I might want bagpipes at my funeral because I'm Irish ancestry, and I might want bagpipes. This guy may want to have been twerked. So it's up to him. I don't know. God, I just think, again, looking at this culturally, yeah, I agree with you, Alexandra. Look, this is death. It's passing. It's just, you don't do this. I mean, my God. But, but what's next? If this becomes accepted, what's next? I mean, she's going to jump in the coffin with him?
That's what I thought. I thought she was going to dry hump him or something. I don't know what was going on.
Well, could you be record? Justin didn't know what twerking was.
I didn't know.
Yeah, for the record, Justin knows what twerking is.
I know now, but
honestly, the bigger the behind, the better the twerk, and that's the truth. Joe, what say you? You're a young person looking at this. Let's say like this was your uncle that just died, and you have a friend of yours maybe or a cousin twerking in front of your dead uncle. What do you think about this?
First, I would think it's for like a reel. I'd be like, okay, this is gonna be like this is TikTok. There's gotta be something going on.
AI.
But I don't think my family that would never. I don't think that would ever happen. That would not. I get everyone grieves differently. There's goofy shit out there. Like people all do their own things. Like you do whatever the hell you want. But that is where do you draw a line? Like, where? Even
well, I'm thinking she did that to pay off the funeral because the video went viral. Maybe she got some dough, and maybe the guy didn't have life insurance, and they
the
didn't
GoFundMe didn't plan out. The GoFundMe didn't work.
No, I trouble. Oh Lord.
Yeah, Damon, let's go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
My bad. But when it comes to the outfits, though, I have no problem. I mean, you wear whatever maybe she can't, maybe that's just what they're wearing. Like, who cares? Like, that is besides when you're going to mourn them. So I don't care about what they're wearing. It's more the actions that take me back a little bit.
Good point. Yeah, Damon Gallo, let's end it with you.
Well, I would say, first of all, Seth, your answer was well thought out and unexpected. And I do agree with you, and if you want me to twerk at your funeral, I will do that for you. That is your time.
He's got to put in the will.
I don't know if I can. I won't be able to do it. I'm going to have to get button implants to do it, and I'll do that for you.
Have Juston write the will out with you.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'll write your will, Seth. We'll make sure that under the article of miscellaneous funeral directions from my funeral manager, make sure twerking occurs.
You have the right music too.
Other than that, I look at it as it's a deterioration of the social fabric of humanity. That's what I look at it as, because when you actually listen, I understand it is funny and we make jokes all the time, but there's some things that need to be respected, and funerals should be, unless the guy really wanted it and that was his last wish, and sure, then do it. But you see a lot of that stuff going on everywhere, twerking on cop cars during riots. I mean, all kinds of weird stuff, and I think we're removing, what this country was founded upon. We're removing God from schools, removing God from here and there, and that has nothing to do really with God. It's just how you present yourself, and I think our society is going down the tubes, and that is, I would say, that's part of it. You take one step in one direction and it goes a little further, a little further, a little further. This is okay. This is okay. And I know we're having fun with it and laughing, because it is kind of funny, but people need to respect certain things, a funeral, a wedding, to society as a whole.
I can understand twerking at a wedding, I'm sure.
Yeah,
that's fine, because if you're at a very religious wedding and this is you're consummating your marriage at your wedding, then you twerk to do something arousing for your spouse. But at a funeral, to twerk and to make and to it can cause an arousal. I mean, you're not supposed to be aroused at a funeral. It's totally against the decorum or the rules at a funeral. You're not supposed to get aroused.
Well, speaking for myself, that would not arouse me.
No,
not her doing it.
Yeah, no.
Well, not her.
I guess it's more important to say the guy in the casket wasn't aroused. That would have been a problem.
I don't know. From heaven, he might have been. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, maybe they. Well, never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Well, let me know when the next funeral is. I can see if twerking is there or not. Anyway, guys, this has been a great hour and a half. We had some great special guests. Juston Murphy, please tell our viewers how we can find you.
Yes, we're getting ready for a big kickoff event to announce. Joe, Damien, you, Seth, everybody's invited, of course. It will be Friday, December 12th at the Medford Community Center for a lunch. And then at evening back here at my home to do a Christmas tree lighting of I got a tree out front, it's about 40 or 50 feet. It's going to be all decorated. So that'll be our nighttime event. I have something during the day for senior citizens that can't get out and drive at night. That'll be Friday, December 12th. That'll be our kickoff. My website is still up. It's been up. It's Jersey Juston 4 Senate.org. Jersey Juston for Senate.org. Nice. And all my links are on there for the social media platforms. I'm still working on getting things polished up, but you'll hear a lot more from us.
Awesome. And Joe Miller, how can our viewers find you?
So you can, I have my GOP email. It's jmiller@njgop.org. Feel free to reach out to me there. yeah, and any questions, any concerns you have with the New Jersey Republican Party or how to get involved, I'd love to hear from you.
Now, if you want to know anything about Miller Lite, contact Joe Miller. He'll tell you all about the beer.
That's Joe at MillerLite.org. Two different emails.
Yeah, and of course, we have Damon Galdo from the Jersey Shore every Monday night from 8 to 9 p.m. and Friday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. And we can follow Damon at Damon Galdo on Facebook and at Damon Galdo on X. And this past Sunday and every Sunday, we have our good friend Popeye the Sailorman, Seth Eisenberg from the Conservative Corner every Sunday night from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And of course, he's always here on the Pulse. Damon's always here on the Pulse. We never know who our guests are going to be, but you can always find Seth on Facebook at the Conservative Corner and on X at the Conservative Seth. And of course, don't forget Alexandra Levine. I'm very accessible on Facebook, Alexandra Levine, Alexandra LEVI20 on X, Air Levine 85 on Instagram, Parler, True Social, TikTok, and all of them. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe us, America's Pulse Network. We are, again, on YouTube, on X, on True Social, on Rumble, on Parler. We are very accessible as well. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to our viewership. Thank you to the comments. And again, guys, the reason you listen, the reason you watch is we are the Pulse. We believe in God. We believe in America first. And we believe in the rule of law. Good night, everybody.
Alexandra, I have one more thing to say real quick.
Don, that was a great ending.
It was awesome. It was great. I'm sorry to interrupt it, but I just want to let everybody know that I will be posting this. Well, it's live, but Justin got booted off of Facebook for no reason. His Justin Murphy for U.S. Senate. He's still trying to figure it out. Nothing bad he posted, but I just want to let everyone know that if they can't get to him that way, he's working it out. And Joe, I know you got something big coming up. If you wanted to talk about it real quick.
Yeah, so I have my own podcast coming up that will be in January.
Cool.
Preparation. I know Seth is excited. Biggest fan right
Very
now.
excited.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, with the help of you guys and everything, it should be a really good project. Really good show, and I'm also going to need your guys' help, but it's time starting January.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were going to announce that tonight or not, so I'm glad we did.
Oh, come
Sorry,
on.
Alexandra, I didn't mean to ruin your ending was awesome.
Oh man, Joe, you were supposed to twerk. Your new show.
That's for Seth and Damon off camera.
No twerking zone.
Also, I just want to say, because a lot of us are going to be on vacation. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I know I'm thankful to, thank God I have my health, to my family. Seth, you and I talked about what you're thankful for. You're thankful for your family as well. You're thankful that you're alive and well, and we pray for you all the time. Damon Galdo, what are you thankful for? Besides your children and your family, of course.
I just took it out of my mouth.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
See, Heather, he's not in the doghouse.
Yeah, I'm thankful to be alive. And I'm thankful that, no, I'm not thankful for this one because the military standards that you guys were talking about earlier, you have to follow rules. I tried that at my house, but my wife doesn't go by it. And she just, yeah.
And Joe, what are you thankful for?
I guess the same thing, just family. I mean, I don't have a wife and kids and everything, but just family and just really blessed every day. Blessed to wake up every day, just doing what I love and just thankful to wake up in America.
Yeah. Justin, what are you thankful for?
Being an American.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Well, on that note, we're all thankful and proud to be Americans. Thank you. God bless. And happy Thanksgiving.
Have a good night. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country, America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.